This guy looks like a stock model, just from the thumbnail. What is this?
It began much like any other graduation speech.
I would like to start off by congratulating all of you for successfully making it to this achievement today.
But minutes into this address,
He's some fascist dude on the team. Taylor Swift's boyfriend. It's super Hitlerite. Place kicker, Kansas City Chiefs. Is Taylor Swift's boyfriend on the Kansas City Chiefs? Wait, I thought this guy was like a graduating college student. So no, he was given to do the commencement for a graduating class. He's not a student who's graduating. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
dress at Benedictine College, Kansas City Chiefs star kicker Harrison Butker ramping up the rhetoric, taking aim at President Biden.
Okay.
Our own nation is led by a man who publicly and proudly proclaims his Catholic faith, but at the same time is delusional enough to make the sign of the cross during a pro-abortion rally.
This is a pretty partisan speech. NFL condemned it. So the NFL really condemned this. Okay, so this was bad enough. Huh. All right. Isn't Benedictine like an insane conservative Catholic university? Well, if he's giving a speech like this, I would imagine so. It'd be pretty weird if this guy was doing a commencement speech at, I don't know, Berkeley, and he was like, you know what I hate? I hate it when our so-called Catholic president, misuses the the cross symbol. Oh, I thought you were going to talk about like working hard to get ahead.
The three-time Super Bowl champ, who has made his conservative Catholic beliefs known in previous speeches, then urging female graduates.
Why does he look like this? This guy has a very uncanny look to him. This is what I mean about the stock photo model. Like he doesn't look bad. Yeah, he just looks AI generated. He looks creepy and uncanny. He does look AI generated. That's true. He totally spewed shit, and there's a rumor running around he was on Grindr. I'm a KC resident, and it's all over the news here. Rumor is in someone said it, or rumor is in there's a reason to believe it. I would believe it, though. Like, oh my God, Benjamin. Trying to distract me. I see how it is. Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know, these conservative Catholic types are always up in someone else's asshole, both politically and literally. So it wouldn't surprise me. But, yeah, let's see if we can actually finish a video for once.
To embrace the title of homemaker.
I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? But I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
His message to
Was that a baby whining? Did anyone else hear that?
Bring into this world.
Was that like a baby whining sympathetically in the audience? Like, yeah, care about me? What? How? Okay.
His message to young men.
Be unapologetic in your masculinity.
That's so true. You know, this guy would have been accused of being like a metrosexual for looking like this back when I was in high school. Like back in like 2008 or 9 or whatever, when the apex of discourse with regards to men's issues was like, should we wash our asshole or not, fellas? I don't know. It feels kind of gay to do you like I don't know, trim your pubes like some kind of homosexual? Yeah. I hate the way he trimmed the beard. It's just uncanny. It's just uncanny. Anyway, so wait, his statement is, you're graduating from a university. You've worked for 4 years to this moment, but you're actually more excited about getting knocked up and being a wife. You know, conservative gender politics have always been the opposite of love to me, because the implication of this logic is that the men wouldn't feel the same way. Look, I'm not a real romantic kind of guy, but I feel like the extent to which you say this to women's got to be true for the men too, right? Like, you think guys are getting their college degree thinking like, yes, this is my entire life now. Yep, I'm going to be a computer engineer forever. Like, I don't know. I feel like there are probably a lot of guys who are thinking, yeah, I'm doing this for myself and for my career, but I really enjoy like thinking about in the future having a wife and settling down and raising kids. But that enjoyment of life isn't offered to men in the conservative dynamic. Does that make sense? This is, remember we just saw that Lauren Southern article where she was like duped into the trad wife thing, and it turns out that her husband was just an abusive piece of shit who didn't love her or care about her. Like, yeah, that's what this mentality fosters. If you promote an ideology where the women are meant to look forward to marriage, but the men aren't, then what does that say about the marriage? You know? And furthermore, if this is all human nature, why do you have to keep repeating it, you know? Like, you know what is human nature? Dropping a fat shit after you eat a lot, or like peeing. You don't have to remind me to do those things. I just do them. My body tells me to do them. If this attitude towards relationships is not only natural, but is like an innate part of human life, why then is it so modern, like contemporary, and why do you have to keep reminding people? Why do you have to shame people who live a different lifestyle?
Men.
Butker taking aim at
What the f is he wearing here? My man, why do athletes always wear suits that are too small? I'm not getting into it right now.
LGBTQ Pride Month with a joke.
Pride. Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it.
And even quote.
Where was the joke? I don't know. You know what okay. You want to know something about, you know what, you want to know how I'm a better Catholic now that I'm a Catholic because I visited La Sagrada Familia. Do you want to know how I'm a better Catholic than this guy and in fact all other Catholics? You know what the whole point of sinning is in the Catholic, like the way they handle it? Everybody sins. Literally everybody sins. And then you go to confession and you confess. When you grow up a Catholic, you like sinning is a part of life. The whole point is that we're imperfect. No good Catholic believes that you can live a life without sin. I'm pretty sure, depending on the type of Catholicism you're talking about, believing you can live a life without sin is literally blasphemy. The whole thing that separates you from Christ the Redeemer is the fact that he was fully mortal and fully divine. You're just fully mortal, buddy, okay? You sin and you confess. That's the point. So something that has been pointed out by the current pope, the woke pope, the wope, is that the Catholic recognizes that everybody sins. Why then do Catholics pretend that homosexuality is some kind of special sin that designates you more negatively than the other sins? Like, why is it that Catholics will say, okay, well, homosexuality is a sin, coveting your neighbor is a sin, but you can go to confession and confess the coveting your neighbor part, but you can't just confess. Bro, sinning is part of life. You could have a homosexual Catholic and be like, Father, forgive me for I have sinned. I f***ed this guy in the ass 16 times this past week. And then the job of the priest is to go, all right, say your Hail Mary, say amen, do the cross, you know what? Like, because we do that with other sins, don't we? That's the whole point. The wope has pointed out that there is an inconsistency in the way we treat sin, where we recognize that to sin is to be human, but then Catholics pretend that homosexuality is some kind of super extra mega ultra sin that warrants, like, you know, social condemnation and ostracization and being kicked out of the community. And it's like, why is homosexuality a super duper sin? Where's that in the Bible, huh? Vosh, at that point, all you'd have to say is you had extramarital sex, not even gay sex, Lamau. Yeah, okay, guys, extramarital sex is a sin. Catholics before marriage, I promise you, okay? Go down to Brazil and go find an unmarried guy and talk to him about before marriage. You're gonna get some stories. They're doing it. But they all get to go to church and confess, if they do even confess, because for some reason that's not as big of a deal when it comes to sinning. That's not as much of a sin. Look, the point that I'm making here is that this kind of reactionary social conservatism is actually inconsistent with Catholic doctrine. And I mean it. The wope has pointed this out. A consistent attitude towards sin would recognize that kind of, because yes, a man lying with a man is a sin, but to be human is to sin. This isn't some woke interpretation. This is literally Catholic doctrine. So if you're a Catholic and you're like, well, that's this degenerate LGBT, blah, 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 then you're not a very good Catholic. You're just a conservative. Religious people applying their doctrine inconsistently to further oppression of minority groups? Whoa, I've never heard that one before. Whoa.
Quoting Taylor Swift in an apparent jab at some Catholic clergy.
Because as my teammate's girlfriend says, familiarity breeds contempt.
The speech was met with applause.
Okay, I need more of the speech and less of this crap. Less of this alliteration. This is a video from one of the women who graduated that day.
All right. Well, since I have about 200 of y'all congratulating me and asking me what the I was thinking during this speech, I thought I'd respond. Yeah, it was horrible. Some of us did boo. Me and my roommate definitely did.
This is a woke interpretation because you don't know how confession works, lol. Oh, I know how confession works. Oh, you wanna try to out confession knowledge me, the #1 Catholic in the world who just visited La Sagrada Familia and then walked around it and had a sobrasada sandwich multiple times outside of it? You want to try to out Catholic me? Okay, I know what confession actually is. Nowadays, the confessional booth in a lot of places is like a drive-through line where they don't even ask you for your sins. They just say that you go up to the confession booth, and because of like pay cuts or whatever, like infrastructure cuts, the priest is like, I don't even want to hear it. Just say that, just do the Hail Marys this many times, okay? They say, give me a number of how many sins you did, and you're like, 52. He's like, okay, 52 Hail Marys, get out of here. I know how it is. Because you're not even a real Catholic, okay? You know how much of a Catholic I am? I've never confessed because I'm building it all up, okay? I'm building it all up. I'm getting ready to drop the confession of a lifetime. Oh, it's gonna be full. It's gonna be full of coveting. It's gonna be full of homosexuality. Yeah, I'm edging. I'm confession maxing. I'm gooning the confession. I'm building it up for the biggest confession load possible. I know how it is, okay? You say, oh, well, the Bible says that if a man lieth with a man, then he should be stoned to death. Bro, go read the Old Testament. You know what they say in that? Do you know what they say in the Old Testament? You die, everything, kill you. So a man raped your daughter, but you decrieth the man as such in a public forum. Thee shall receiveth 10 lashes of. If you're going by Old Testament, mixing textiles, go to hell. Shellfish, go to hell. The Old Testament written by someone with a shellfish allergy. They were just projecting. I get that. Okay. The Christian case, especially the Catholic. Okay, I can't really say this about Orthodox Christians because I don't know anything about them. They're just wacky to me, And Protestants, it doesn't matter because Protestants have no ideology. They're a ghoulish, soulless people, sort of animated by an ideology-free religion that seems to have been constructed to make them hate poor people and work harder for the benefit of their bosses. So I can't speak to them. But for Catholics, I can tell you with great confidence that the reactionary trad-cath bullshit you see online is inconsistent with Catholic doctrine and has been for a long time.
There was a standing ovation from everyone in the room, except from me, my roommate, and about 10 to 15 other women. You also have to keep in mind this was at a Catholic and conservative college. So a lot of the men were like, yeah, they were excited, but it was horrible. Most of the women were looking back and forth at each other like, what the is going on? Like, did he just come here to speak about politics?
I guess so.
At the small Catholic college. But the backlash online has been fierce.
Did he forget that this is a college graduation?
I literally don't understand how you can be so sexist, homophobic, and misogynistic all in one speech.
On X, one person saying,
Could I look for Artemy? Yeah. We're doing this again? Okay.
"This is atrocious."
Oh, Deuteronomy 23:1. No one whose testicles are crushed or whose male organ is cut off shall enter the assembly of the Lord. The assembly of the Lord, does that mean the clergy or does that literally mean the church? No one born of an illicit union may come into the assembly of the Lord, nor any descendant of such, even to the 10th generation, may come into the assembly of the Lord. It means heaven, yeah? Okay, so you don't get to go to heaven if you have had a dick and ball accident, you know, like the gold member guy from Austin Powers 3. If an illicit union, so if you're born out of wedlock, you don't get to go to heaven, nor any descendant of such, even to the 10th generation. I'm pretty sure any descendant of such, even to the 10th generation, would mean like all humans alive. Like, are you telling me there's a single Christian family anywhere on earth where no one 10 generations back, any of the lines back, 10 generations, not a single out of wedlock birth? Oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. Guys, the Bible is insane. Nobody gives a shit about the actual text of the holy books that they read. No one's read the whole Torah, and anyone says that they have. How? It's in Hebrew. Their letters look all weird. No one reads that. And the Bible's boring, and the Quran, they've got the hadiths, and they've got all the little mini booklet DLC packs you have to buy to determine which one you... No one reads. No one cares, okay? No one cares about any of this shit. Look, the purpose of a system is what it does, right? What is Protestantism? What is Protestantism about, okay? It's about Jesus, right? No, Protestantism is about convincing people that they're not going to heaven unless they work harder. That's what it's about. What is Catholicism about? Catholicism is about making people into anal and making people good at cooking, as evidenced by the Mediterranean broadly, okay? The purpose of a system is what it does. And in a practical sense, the way Catholics have handled sin forever has been, you know, leaving aside the not remittances, the indulgences thing, you know, is if you sin, that's human, you confess about it, that's life, you know, do good works unto God, right? That's the text of it. So basically what I'm saying is that I'm a better Catholic than you and Joe Biden.
You can find a kicker that's not homophobic and misogynistic pretty easily, I bet. Butker, the Kansas City Chiefs, Benedictine College, and Taylor Swift all not responding to NBC News' request for comment. Now, many shocked fans searching for answers from Butker.
What in The Handmaid's Tale is going on? I still have the Chief.
Well, I appreciate them basically not showing any content from the actual speech. That was cool. Didn't someone earlier link the full speech? I thought they would actually show some of it. Maybe you should link it again. Here's the speech. Thank you. 20 minutes. Nobody's got time for that.
Ideally, it should be a reminder to us all that when you embrace tradition, success, worldly and spiritual, will follow. I am certain the reporters at the AP could not have imagined that their attempt to rebuke and embarrass places and people like those here at Benedictine wouldn't be met with anger, but instead met with excitement and pride. Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it, but the true God-centered pride that is cooperating with the Holy Ghost to glorify Him. Reading that article now shared all over the world, we see that in the complete surrender of self and a turning towards Christ, you will find happiness. Right here.
Never mind, this is boring as shit. Okay, look, he just said a bunch of conservative stuff, okay? It's not really special or surprising. It's kind of funny that he would do that in a commencement speech at a liberal arts college, but, you know, what are you going to do? That's Catholics for you, am I right? Yay! Except not really, actually. Catholics are, they can be pretty chill sometimes. You know, they can be pretty chill. Apparently the nuns denounced him. Oh, some different group of nuns? The Sisters of Mount St. Scholastica do not believe Harrison Butker's comments in the 2024 Benedictine College represents the Catholic Benedictine Liberal Arts College that our founders envisioned and which we've so envisioned. Oh, so this is Mount St. Scholastica. Nice name. Actually, is there nunnery? Oh, no, it's a college. What's their relation to Benedictine? Embracing Benedictine values. Wait, what's the relationship between these two schools? Mount St. Scholastica is a school, but then it says they're embracing Benedictine values. Scholastica was the twin sister of Saint Benedictine of Nursia, founder of the Benedictine order. Okay, this is a whole thing. Never mind. Mount St. Scholastica is the nunnery that was merged into Benedictine to make it co-ed. Huh. Wife of Kansas City Chiefs owner says viral Harrison Butker speech is not bigoted. Affirming motherhood and praising your wife, as well as highlighting the sacrifice and dedication it takes to be a mother, is not bigoted, Tavia Hunt wrote Friday on Instagram. It is empowering to acknowledge that a woman's hard work in raising children is not in vain. But that's not what he said. He didn't say, hey guys, a woman's hard work in raising children is not in vain. They always do this. They know what they're saying is bullshit, so they maliciously and disingenuously twist the words until it's like, he didn't say that, like, the white race is superior. He said different people are different. Who could disagree with that? That's all the time. Like, you see the right-wing brief circuit do this to other members of their community whenever one of them gets caught out saying something that doesn't land publicly the same way that they wanted it to. Yeah, bro, they didn't say that, like, trans people are degenerates. They just said sex is real, you know? He claimed President Joe Biden supports the murder of innocent babies. Yeah, in Gaza. Wait, are trans people transgender? I'm not sure. I'll need to get an update from the Woke Council to know the answer to that one. I will say, though, that it is not at all lost on me that by anecdote, and I'm going to say almost certainly, like was the case, that his screed on the importance of women being mothers was met with applause primarily from men, not women. You know, when women are, this is the thing that happened with Lauren Southern, right? Lauren Southern did a whole career off of like, this is what women want. And her audience was what, like 98% men. The people who want to hear that aren't women. Women know that if they want to be a mother, they can be a mother. You just get like, this is easy, you know? They know that. Men want to hear it because men like the idea of an ideology of subjugation being promoted. Like, men are the one who push it, men are the one who reaffirm it, men are the one who cheer at it, because it's a reminder to women to stay in their lane, to stay their place. If it was really women's natural place to do this, why is it men who cheer the propagandizing and women who need to be reminded to it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tradwifing is porn for men who think jerking off is sinful. Exactly. None of this matters because this guy is clearly not real. He's AI generated. We already established this. It's fake. It's not a real speech. Why are his teeth creepy? Because the AI generator didn't know how many to put in. There's too many, or maybe too few. I don't know.